Hi, I'm Van Wallach. I'm here at the apartment of my friend Pam Haft. We're here at her senior living place in Yonkers, New York. This marks the first time Pam and I have ever met in person. We have been in touch for at least 2 years through the Caring Calls program of Project Dorot, which is an organization that connects the Jewish elderly with friendly visitors. This is a program, Caring Calls program, started during the pandemic. So Pam and I have had a strictly telephone relationship. But since her birthday is on Tuesday, I'm paying her a birthday visit. Dorot is a great group. I belonged to it from 1980 to 1994.
Ooh.
Then I took a 25-year break, raising a family and all those things. And then during the pandemic, I saw an opportunity to get involved again. So that's enough about me. Pam, you want to say how you got involved in Dorot?
Fine, and I am thrilled to meet Van in person because we've had this wonderful weekly telephone conversation where we discuss our interests, both interests in writing and also about our families and what we're doing and what our interests are and our concerns and problems in life. And it's been really wonderful. But to meet him actually, and he looks and talks exactly as I imagined he probably would. In terms of Dorot, I lived on the Upper West Side for several years, and the headquarters for Dorot, this wonderful cultural organization, Jewish organization by its founding, is located on 85th Street and Amsterdam Avenue. And I started going there because I heard that they had lectures and seminars and classes. And I started going to Dorot frequently for these different things. And among the activities I took part in was a writing class taught by a very gifted storyteller named Robin Beatty. And we're still in touch, even though because of the pandemic they closed Dorot down except for Zoom. And I did that as well. So because of that writing class, I discovered I love to write, and that I love whether it's memoir or about my travels over the years or whatever pops into my mind, using humor often, and I loved crafting interesting dialogue or interesting stories. And I accumulated now, I don't know how many, 15 or more stories, and I send them to my family and my friends. And I've even started lately submitting some of my stories in competitions run by this writers group called Craft. I don't know if you know it,
No.
Van, but so I have 2 of my stories what's the word?
Under consideration.
Well, I submitted them for this competition.
Okay.
So there are 2 different, one is for a humorous poem and one for called Hybrid, which is could be anything. And in that case, I took a fable that I wrote last year, and quite an amazing, unexpected fable that tells has I've forgotten the word, but anyway, there's a saying at the end of the fable that teaches a lesson, and that's a 5-page paper, and it just made the length restrictions for the hybrid. It could be no more than 1,000 words, and I just made it by 900.
Okay. Okay. Yes, Pam and I have really bonded over writing. I send her what I write. She sends me what she writes, and I always enjoy it. It's very insightful about nature, about personalities. And now we're actually, in a way, uh, combining our efforts on something. I had written a piece that ran on my blog, and I sent it to Pam. My piece was about mysterious messages I've gotten both in high school and in the Brooklyn Museum, where notes were slipped into my locker or into my backpack, and I never know who did it. And it turns out Pam had a experience a little bit like that with a large bouquet of red roses. So I'm going to put this on my Times of Israel blog, along with this video perhaps, and we'll have a collaboration. And I'll put in some information about Dorot and about how we met. I'll have to mention that we both were big fans of the music of George Shearing.
Yes, absolutely. Who was a friend of mine and a very close friend with his wife Ellie. And I'm going to be giving a talk here about George and my friendship with George and Ellie. It was quite a few years ago, but he gave me 2 of his albums, one with Mel Torme, the scat jazz singer. They were close, absolutely close friends, and toured together to jazz venues and the Norfolk Jazz Festival. Anyway, and that was about, and I'm giving a talk about that experience.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're getting the signal, the blinking red light in the background is saying we've had quite a conversation here. So, Pam, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Glad we had a chance to meet. Now I know how to get here.
Right. That means you've got to come back.
I guess so. Might have to make it an annual birthday event.
At least.
Thank you for the opportunity and being a good sport about this. And we'll be talking on Tuesday.
And we'll keep writing.
Right. Okay.